Now we are going to learn about measures of money supply. In this concept, we must know that there were two measures of money supply. One was the narrow measure and the second one was the broader measure of money supply. So till the year 1967-68, it was the narrow measure of money supply which was being used by the country, because that was how the RBI had defined the money supply. But in 1977, RBI suggested a new alternative of measuring the money supply, and that's the M1, M2, M3 and M4 concept of money supply. And each one needs to be understood in detail in terms of what are the components of this money supply, and whether it is a broader concept or a narrow concept of money supply. So we begin with M1 measure of money supply. To understand M1 measure of money supply, we ask ourselves, what are the components of this money supply? So the answer to this is, it consists of currency and coins with public and demand deposits of commercial banks, other deposits with RBI. These other deposits of RBI is the deposits by RBI on behalf of the government, on behalf of financial institutions and on behalf of the foreign banks. Please remember, it does not include two things. It does not include the deposits of Indian government, and it also does not include the deposits of commercial banks with the RBI, although it is a very small proportion of M1. Once we know the components of M1, currency and coins with public and demand deposits of commercial banks, easily we are able to ascertain that M1 is the most liquid of money supply, because its components are easily used as a medium of exchange. The components itself tells us that M1 is the most liquid form of money supply. The second component of a money supply is M2. And what does M2 include? M2 includes M1, but there is a new component of M2. The new component in M2 is the saving deposits with Post Office Saving Bank, and that is why this new category of M2 was devised by the RBI. So M1, as we have studied, M1 includes three things. These are currency and coins with public, plus demand deposits of commercial bank and other deposits of RBI, and just now we said that the other deposits of RBI include those deposits of RBI which are held by RBI on behalf of the government, on behalf of financial institutions and on behalf of foreign banks. So M2 includes M1 plus the saving deposits with the Post Office Saving Bank. But please remember, these deposits are not withdrawal by checks, so they can't be placed under demand deposits by checks. The third component of measures of money supply is M3. Compared to M1 and M2, this is a broader concept of money supply, as it includes M1. That's the first measure of money supply which we did, and we have studied that M1 means currency and coins with public, demand deposits of commercial bank and other deposits. Just a short while ago we said that other deposits include those deposits held by RBI on behalf of the government, on behalf of financial institutions and on behalf of foreign bank. Two things which are not included is the deposits of the Indian government and commercial banks with the RBI. So apart from M1, M3 also includes the net time deposits with the banks. So this is a broader concept of money supply. Talking about M4 concept of money supply, it is the most broadest concept, as M3 includes M1 plus net time deposits of with the banks. M3 is a component. Two components of M3 are M4 are M1 plus net time deposits, which is nothing but M3. And the new thing over here is the deposits which are with the post office, excluding the National Saving Certificate. NSC, the full form is National Saving Certificate. So when we are talking about what are the components of M4, M4 includes M3 plus the total deposits with post office, saving bank, excluding the NSC. Please, this is very important to remember that it does not include the National Saving Certificate. And the two components are M1 we have done is cash and coins with public, demand deposits with the commercial banks, and other deposits with RBI, which we have done the deposits held by RBI on behalf of the government, on behalf of foreign institutions, and on behalf of foreign banks, financial institutions. So some facts after studying the measures of money supply in form of M1, M2, M3, M4 lead us to this conclusion that as we move from M1 to M4, we are moving from most liquid to least liquid. So M1 represents most liquid measure of money supply and M4 represent least liquid measure of money supply. And if we want to explain about M3, M3 is nothing but the total monetary resource of the society, which is widely used measure of money. So these four measures are very important. The components need to be learned and the degree of liquidity also need to be understood. M1 and M2 are most narrow definitions of money supply, and M3 and M4 are broader than M1 and M2. Very often economists use these two terms. One is high powered money and the other one is just money. So is there a difference between high powered money and money? There is a slight difference between high powered money and money, which makes the first one high powered and the other one just money. Talking about why money is known as high powered. First, we must know who produces this high powered money. This high powered money is produced by the RBI and this high powered money is produced by the government. What are the components of high powered money? The components of high powered money is currency held by public and cash reserves held by bank. That's why I've written PC. PC meaning currency held by public and cash reserves held by the banks. So what is money then? Money we have understood is that currency held by public and demand deposits of banks. So how is high powered money different from just money? The only difference between high powered money and money is that in case of high powered money it is cash reserves held by banks, and in case of money it is demand deposits of banks. So talking about what makes money high powered, it is the cash reserves with the banks which becomes the actual basis for generation of demand deposits. That's why money becomes high powered. Now the last thing which we need to explain is, this high powered money and money can be explained in terms of this Venn diagram, where currency with public is common to both money and high powered money, and demand deposits of banks is only a component of money, whereas cash reserves with banks is a component of high powered money, which becomes the actual basis for formation of money. The last one is, what is full bodied money? Full bodied money means the face value and intrinsic value of the metal. Okay, so the face value of the metal meaning, in simple terms, face value of a currency can be termed in terms of its legal value. Suppose you have a 1 rupee note over here. Okay, you have a rupee 1 note over here. The face value of this rupee 1 note is rupee 1. Okay, but what is its intrinsic value? Intrinsic value is the note. This may not be of worth of even rupees 1, maybe it may be worth of 50 paisa or maybe less than 50 paisa. So face value is what the government has told, that this paper note will carry a value of rupee 1, another paper note will carry a value of rupees 20. But if you get a gold coin worth, suppose, rupees 10,000, okay, the face value of this and the intrinsic value, that is, intrinsic value is 10,000 and face value is, which is also 10,000, that is the legal value of this gold coin, are the same. But why are we explaining this face value and intrinsic value? Because we want to understand what is full bodied money. Full bodied money is when the face value is equal to the intrinsic value of the metal. So the currency which we are using now, the face value and the intrinsic value is not equal. You can't say that a 10 rupee coin is having the worth of the metal of 10 rupees in that coin. So this is what is full bodied money, meaning the face value of the currency is equal to its intrinsic value. So government has retained the monopoly of issue of full bodied coins. Full bodied coins are also known as standard money, and we know that the government of India, that is the finance ministry, has retained the right for producing the 1 rupee note and coins. So this completes this topic of measures of money supply.